more, of course, from the trail in New Hampshire in just a few moments. But let's bring in our panel to dissect some of the recent attacks, even as this morning. Christina Bobb, Trump attorney for Save America, joins me now. And also Rob Astorino, host of Saturday Agenda right here on Newsmax and senior political contributor. Welcome in.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, so I just watched that as you did and all the viewers. This morning, Nikki Haley's been on the attack with Donald Trump, saying, you know, age is a factor over the weekend, saying she feels that he's lashing out, that he seems threatened. Rob, are you reading into any of that when you watch 45?
No, and you know what? Truthfully, that interview with Mike was the perfect tone. Same thing with Iowa, his victory speech, perfect tone. Because he's got to get, at the end of the day, those who voted for Nikki Haley either crossed over, or Democrats or Republicans that don't necessarily like him. Eventually, he needs to get them in November. And I've talked to people this last week, and they watched and they said, you know, my God, I never saw that side of Trump. If that's the way he's going to be again, I'll vote for him. And I think that's really important. And, you know, I congratulate him. And I think he's going to win big tomorrow night. And I think this thing is over because Nikki Haley will not want to be embarrassed in her own state, because if she wants to run again for something, she can't lose in South Carolina.
Yes, and perhaps that was some of Ron DeSantis' strategy here, not to lose big in New Hampshire, then South Carolina, preserve sort of what his next political aspirations are. Let's play a little bit, in case people missed it over the very busy weekend, about him dropping out and then also endorsing Trump.
It's clear to me that a majority of Republican primary voters want to give Donald Trump another chance. They watch his presidency get stymied by relentless resistance, and they see Democrats using lawfare this day to attack him. Well, I've had disagreements with Donald Trump, such as on the coronavirus pandemic and his elevation of Anthony Fauci. Trump is superior to the current incumbent, Joe Biden. That is clear.
I also want to add in, just a short time ago, Congresswoman Nancy Mace, Christina, is also backing Trump, telling the Associated Press right here, I don't see eye to eye perfectly with any candidate. Until now, I've stayed out of it, but the time has come to unite behind our nominee. Kind of echoing a little bit of what DeSantis has said. I mean, a lot of people say now it's over. Nikki Haley clearly thinks this is a two-person race.
Yeah, I think that's right. I mean, I give Nancy Mace some credit for actually jumping in at this point. You know, it would have been nice to have her come in sooner, but it's not a two-person race. This is Donald Trump's race, and it's up to Nikki Haley how badly she wants to get beaten. And I think that's exactly right, that she doesn't want to get beaten in her home state. So I suspect tomorrow may be Nikki Haley's last hurrah. I think this is very much Donald Trump's race. I think he's going to win it, and I just don't see Nikki Haley lasting much longer.
Okay, so he started his day off in the E. Jean Carroll courtroom. Christina, as you know, there was a juror who came down with COVID, so there's a little bit of a delay there. He will be holding a rally tonight in Laconia, New Hampshire. Live free or die, Rob, you know that. Very New Hampshire-esque there, and the spirit alive. And also Nikki Haley in Salem tonight at 6 p.m. You know, she does have support there. She had Chris Sununu. She had Don Bolduc there. And I mean, she definitely still has her surrogates. Is there a bigger concern, though, about where she is picking up, you know, some of these independent voters, that they are voting just as an anti-Trump vote, and some of them are Democrats?
Yeah, a vote is a vote, but this is it. I mean, after New Hampshire, even if she does okay in New Hampshire, wants to stay in it, look at the states coming up. She's going to get blown out in all of those states. So this is her really true one and only state where she could do well. And it's likely Trump is still going to win by 15, 20 points. The DeSantis voters are likely going to be Trump voters. OK, it's the same lane. They believe in the kind of the same thing. So for me, it seems like this is the end. And I think the donors of Nikki Haley are going to say the same thing on Wednesday morning.